When you're a teenager in high school, you think it's going to last forever. And then when you graduate and realize that's not the reality, you freak out. I guess it's always been this way. Being a teenager has been romanticized so much in pop culture and in society that even it isn't even the idea of being a teenager. I believe it to be the idea of youth and holding on to it, but no one really romanticizes being a child. But when you're a teenager, when you're in that transitional phase from child to adult, that is what's romanticized the most. You see the most TV shows, movies, and songs written about 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds doing things. And now we live in a time where two of the biggest artists in the world are 18 and 19 years old. It makes all us 17, 18, 19-year-olds start to question, what are we doing with ourselves and why aren't we at that level? I find myself every day, at least once a day, trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to get to that level? What can I do to figure out how to get to their success point? Not necessarily become one of the biggest musicians, but to have such a successful career at such a young age. Which, yeah, I already feel like my prime is already over and I'm a few months into being 18. Which, you know, I look at people who are in their 20s and I already think, oh, it's already over for them, which isn't the case, but it's just how I feel. The idea of being a teenager, to me, in my personal opinion, sucks. You are hormonally going through the motions. There's so much you want to do. There are so many freedoms you want to have, and you legally can't have them. From a romantic standpoint, from a sexual standpoint, from a literal standpoint, there are things you literally cannot do as a teenager. Technically, I am still a teenager, but I'm a legal adult. So it's a gray area. This is why I feel I'm in because not only, it's a hat on a hat if you think about it. Because not only is being a teenager the transitional point from being a child to an adult, but when you're 18, 19, those 2 years, you're in between the in-between. Like, you're really, like, that's where you enter your 20s and become a young adult, but you're still a teenager. So it's that little time frame that no one really talks about. I am talking about it, so I find myself putting so much mental pressure on figuring it all out and having a plan, and most of the things I want to achieve in theory are somewhere in between my 20s. Some people don't even start their professional careers till they're 30. And I'm already thinking, oh, I'm gonna achieve this, that, and the third by the time I'm 25, which could happen. It is not impossible. I would say Gen Z and kids after us, we are already so aware of kids like us reaching such high levels of success that we're looking at ourselves like, oh, okay, we should be doing things. At least maybe teens who want to do things in the creative fields and entertainment. I doubt that teens that want to be doctors and lawyers really think, oh, I gotta graduate med school by the time I'm 22, but, you know, who knows? I don't know. I hated high school. And I never thought it would end. And then when it did, I never thought about what I would do being out of that environment. I think And that goes into teenage minds. You focus so much on negative things and the negative outlooks and being pessimistic that you never realize that it is going to end. It is. And now that I'm on the other side, I don't know. I guess a fear I have is if I know for a fact I did not peak in high school. But I fear, what if I don't peak at all? There are definitely people who never peak. I guess they just coast through life. All I'm saying is that if I were to talk to my fellow teens, specifically, or not specifically, but 18, 19-year-olds, because we are in those two weird ages of being a teen, but being considered an adult, I would say that, I don't know. See, I was setting myself up to say something along the lines of, we don't have to have it all figured out. It's okay. We're still kids. Live it up. Yeah. But honestly, I don't feel that I have the complete understanding and the comfortability, yes, to reassure anyone, because I am still trying to figure it all out. I feel I'm coasting right now.